Checkpoint has today been told that a woman lying gravely ill in a Bali hospital did not declare a pre-existing condition to her insurer. The Hartleys have repeatedly refused to say who their insurer is, but the Balinese hospital itself today confirmed Abby Hartley was insured with Cover More insurance through Air New Zealand. They said Mrs. Hartley appeared to have not disclosed a pre-existing bowel condition before she and her husband Richard left for a second honeymoon in Bali last month. Mrs. Hartley fell ill with a twisted bowel and contracted a blood infection, and her family says she's now in a coma. A Give a Little fundraising page was closed on Friday after more than $237,000 was raised towards her hospital bills and a Medivac flight home. Cover More would not be interviewed, but in a statement, it's quite a long statement, a spokesperson says its thoughts are with Abby and her family. Lots of speculation on why the insurer is not paying out. This is Cover More's statement. We assess all our cases with care, compassion and equity, and our starting point is that travel insurance is meant to protect you from the unforeseen and the unexpected when you decide to travel. We rely on our customers being completely open and upfront with us about the state of their health and encourage our customers to disclose any existing medical conditions they have at the time they buy their travel insurance. There are many existing medical conditions we automatically cover and many more we can cover after assessment. So that's the statement by the insurer who is not paying out. I asked the Insurance Council CEO Tim Grafton if it is possible to get insurance and travel with a pre-existing condition.
Yes, you can. Typically if you went onto an insurer's website or you were to talk to the insurer, there'll be a number of conditions that will be covered, but there'll be certain conditions attaching. So, for instance, if you'd had a hip replacement within the last 10 years, the procedure was done more than 6 months ago, you weren't displaying any post-operative complications, then that would be something that would be covered.
Okay.
So you can, but you can also say, so that typically they'll have a list of the kind of conditions where you, as long as you're not displaying any need for medical treatment, but also you might have something that's not on the list. So you might say, offer that up to the insurer. They'll probably want to ask more questions, and then they will decide whether they want to accept the risk or not. And if they do, there may be an increase in the premium. But if they don't, it's probably a pretty strong signal to you, should I be travelling? Because if something goes wrong, this could create a major cost for me.
Okay, so if the insurer won't touch you, then that is, I guess, implicitly, in fact, quite explicitly suggests that maybe you should stay at home. Is it still possible to get travel insurance with the pre-existing condition not covered? So everything else is covered, being hit by the apocryphal bus is covered, but the pre-existing condition is not covered.
Yes. So you should declare it to your insurer, and then that will be quite a specific thing that's not covered on your policy. So you'll receive a policy that tells you what you're covered for, and you won't be covered for that. But travel insurance, of course, has a lot of other benefits. It covers you for, cancellations. A volcano might be erupting or something like that, so all planes are cancelled from your holiday destination, or loss or theft of property. All those sorts of things as well. So it does carry other benefits.
Right. Tim, people are, and I'm so sorry to sound rude to a guest on Checkpoint, but people can be a bit cynical about insurance companies. So let's use the example of a volcano erupting. If you are hit by a rock thrown out of a volcano, and you have a pre-existing cancer condition, for example, are the insurance company not going to pay out on your claim because of that pre-existing condition?
No. So what's happened here is that a sudden event has occurred, an accident. You've been hit by a rock that has led to the need to have medical treatment for the damage that the rock has done to you. So that's covered. If that led to complications that were related to your cancer, then it's your cancerous condition that would be looked at. But you're talking about a rock, a road accident or something like that, no, you're covered.
Have you spoken to Cover More, who are the insurer in this case? Have you spoken to them about this specific case?
I personally haven't done.
Has anyone that you work with?
Yes. Yes, we made an inquiry, we being the Insurance Council of New Zealand, to see whether any of our members were involved in this situation, and we were confidentially told by the insurer that they were, and on the condition of that confidence. So,
right, thank you.
I don't want to get into the particularities of this case, but yes, I did. I mean, I don't think I've got to apologise.
No, absolutely not. No, not at all. Not at all. But do you support Covermore's decision here? Do you think their decision is fair and reasonable in the context of what they were told?
Look, I don't know sufficient about the ins and outs of everything, but all I can say in general terms, that if it was a condition that an insurer would not take the risk on for, then that should have been declared, and if they have declined the claim, then that's a consequence of what the policy does or does not cover. If you open the door to people not declaring and then expecting to be covered, then you've got to be asking the question about what the purpose of insurance is. I mean, it's a very sad situation. There's no doubt about it. And Kiwis have got big hearts, and they've come out and they've supported the family. So that's how it's worked out. But the question is, and there was a lot of commentary publicly that, the insurer should be paying up. But, the question just has to be asked, what were the facts? What was the presumption here? I mean, there was a former politician on the panel just a few days ago saying there should have been a pay-up. Where was the sort of, let's stop, think, and where are all the facts here? Does somebody court public opprobrium likely? So, getting to the facts of the situation, I think, is something that's healthy, and I haven't yet heard any criticism made from those involved with respect to the insurer.
Tim Grafton from the Insurance Council.